There is no specific prohibition within the National Electrical Code, the 2008 edition, against mounting an electrical panel upside down. The primary consideration is whether the panel is appropriately listed and approved for its intended purpose and application. Listing and approval signifies that the panel has undergone testing and evaluation by a recognized testing laboratory such as Underwriters Laboratories, ORL, and has been found to comply with relevant safety standards. This ensures that the panel is suitable for its intended use when installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. The installation must also adhere to all other applicable requirements outlined in the National Electrical Code. These requirements cover various aspects of the installation, including, but not limited to, conductor sizing, overcurrent protection, grounding, and working clearances. Proper conductor sizing ensures that the conductors are capable of safely carrying the intended load without overheating. Overcurrent protection, provided by circuit breakers or fuses, protects the conductors and equipment from damage due to excessive current. Grounding provides a low impedance path for fault current, minimizing the risk of electric shock. Working clearances provide sufficient space around a panel for safe access and maintenance. While the National Electrical Code may not explicitly prohibit upside-down mounting, it is strongly recommended to contact the manufacturer of the panel. The manufacturer may have specific recommendations or requirements regarding mounting the panel in this orientation. These recommendations may be based on factors such as the internal arrangement of components, ventilation requirements, or structural considerations. Adhering to the manufacturer's recommendations ensures that the panel operates safely and reliably. Ignoring the manufacturer's recommendation could void the warranty. The National Electrical Code Section 110.3b addresses installation and use of listed or labeled equipment. It states that listed or labeled equipment must be installed and used in accordance with any instructions included in the listing or labeling. This section reinforces the importance of following the manufacturer's instructions when installing electrical equipment. Article 312 of the National Electrical Code pertains to cabinets, cut-out boxes, and meter socket enclosures. While this article provides requirements for the construction, installation, and use of these enclosures, it does not specifically address the orientation of the enclosure. The absence of a specific prohibition in Article 312 does not necessarily imply that upside-down mounting is permitted in all cases. The overall compliance with the National Electrical Code and the manufacturer's instructions remains paramount. Firstly, ensure the panel is listed and approved for its intended use. Secondly, verify that the installation complies with all applicable requirements of the National Electrical Code. Thirdly, contact the manufacturer to determine if they have any specific recommendations or requirements for upside-down mounting. Consider the impact of upside-down mounting on the accessibility of components within the panel. Are the circuit breakers or fuses easily accessible for operation and maintenance? Is there sufficient working space around the panel to safely perform these tasks? The National Electrical Code requires adequate working clearances around electrical equipment to ensure the safety of personnel. Evaluate the environmental conditions in which the panel is installed. Is the panel exposed to moisture, dust, or other contaminants? Upside-down mounting may affect the panel's ability to protect its internal components from these environmental factors. The National Electrical Code provides requirements for enclosures in various environments to ensure that the equipment is adequately protected. Inspect the panel for any signs of damage or deterioration. Are there any cracks, corrosion, or other defects? If so, the panel should be replaced or repaired before being installed. The National Electrical Code requires that electrical equipment be maintained in good working condition to ensure safety and reliability. Understand the potential impact on wire bending space. The National Electrical Code specifies minimum wire bending space requirements in enclosures to ensure that conductors can be properly installed and terminated without being subjected to excessive stress. Upside-down mounting may affect the available wire bending space, particularly for large conductors. Section 312.6 in the National Electrical Code provides requirements for minimum wire bending space at terminals and minimum wire bending space for conductors entering or leaving a cabinet or enclosure. These requirements are intended to prevent damage to conductors and ensure proper connections. Consider the location of the panel relative to other equipment and structures. Is the panel located in a readily accessible location? Is it protected from physical damage? The National Electrical Code requires that electrical equipment be located in a safe and accessible location. Review the National Electrical Code definition of accessible as applied to wiring methods and equipment. Accessible readily means capable of being reached quickly for operation, renewal, or inspections, without requiring those to whom ready access is requisite to climb over or remove obstacles or to resort to portable ladders, and so forth. Accessible as applied to wiring methods means capable of being removed or exposed without damaging the building structure or finish or not permanently closed in by the structure or finish of the building. Accessible as applied to equipment means admitting close approach because not guarded by locked doors, elevation, or other effective means. Proper labeling of the panel is also important. The panel should be clearly labeled to indicate the circuits it serves and the corresponding loads. This helps to prevent confusion and ensures that the correct circuit is de-energized when performing maintenance or repairs. The National Electrical Code requires that electrical equipment be properly labeled to provide clear and concise information. Grounding and bonding are critical aspects of electrical safety. The panel must be properly grounded and bonded to ensure that fault current can safely flow back to the source. The National Electrical Code provides detailed requirements for grounding and bonding electrical systems. Section 250.4 of the National Electrical Code emphasizes the importance of effective grounding paths. It states that electrical systems must be grounded in a manner that creates a lower impedance path for fault current to facilitate the operation of overcurrent devices. Consider the effect on the panel's ventilation. Electrical panels generate heat, and adequate ventilation is necessary to prevent overheating. Upside-down mounting may affect the panel's ability to dissipate heat, especially if the panel is located in a confined space. The National Electrical Code requires that electrical equipment be installed in a manner that allows for adequate ventilation. Analyze the panel's structural integrity. Ensure that the panel is securely mounted and that it can withstand the stresses of normal operation. Upside-down mounting may place additional stress on the panel's enclosure. The National Electrical Code requires that electrical equipment be installed in a manner that prevents it from being damaged by physical forces. Understand the potential for condensation to accumulate inside the panel. Upside-down mounting may create a pocket where condensation can accumulate, potentially leading to corrosion and equipment failure. The National Electrical Code provides requirements for protecting electrical equipment from moisture. Review the National Electrical Code requirements for protecting conductors from physical damage. Conductors must be protected from abrasion, impact, and other forms of physical damage. Upside-down mounting may affect the level of protection afforded to conductors. Examine the panel's overcurrent protection devices. Ensure that the circuit breakers or fuses are properly sized and that they are in good working condition. Overcurrent protection devices protect the conductors and equipment from damage due to excessive current. The National Electrical Code provides detailed requirements for overcurrent protection. Article 240 of the National Electrical Code covers overcurrent protection. This article provides requirements for selecting and installing overcurrent devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, to protect conductors and equipment from overcurrents. The selection of the appropriate overcurrent protection device depends on factors such as the conductor ampacity, the type of load, and the interrupting rating of the device. Conductors must be protected at their ampacity, which is the maximum current carrying capacity of the conductor. The type of load also affects the selection of the overcurrent protection device. For example, motor circuits require special overcurrent protection to accommodate the motor's starting current. The interrupting rating of the overcurrent protection device must be sufficient to interrupt the available fault current at the point of installation. The available fault current is the maximum current that could flow during a short circuit. Overcurrent protection devices must be readily accessible. This allows for easy operation and maintenance of the devices. The National Electrical Code specifies the height requirements for overcurrent devices. Consult with a qualified electrical inspector. A qualified electrical inspector can provide guidance on the specific requirements of the National Electrical Code and can help to ensure that the installation is safe and compliant. Electrical inspectors are familiar with the local codes and regulations and can provide valuable insights into the installation. Ensure that all electrical work is performed by qualified personnel. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it should only be performed by individuals who are properly trained and qualified. Qualified personnel have the knowledge and skills necessary to install and maintain electrical systems safely and effectively. The National Electrical Code emphasizes the importance of using qualified personnel for electrical work. In summary, while the National Electrical Code does not explicitly prohibit mounting an electrical panel upside down, it is essential to consider all applicable requirements of the code and to consult with the manufacturer. Following these steps will help to ensure that the installation is safe, compliant, and reliable.